The rhythmic, agonizing squeak of the bed frame above was going to drive Liam insane. He could feel the vibrations through his own thin, university-issue mattress. He wrestled the flimsy pillow over his head, a useless barrier against the muffled thumps and sighs of his roommates, Alex and Chris. Pulling out his phone, the screen a harsh blue light in the darkness, he fired off a text to his friend Jake. He complained bitterly that his gay roommates were going at it again, apparently under the assumption he was in a coma. A soft buzz came from the bed across the small room. A new message appeared. It was Noah. He concurred that the noise was insufferable. A moment later, another message arrived, with Noah suggesting that Liam could come over to his bed if he wanted. That was all the invitation Liam needed. He swung his legs over the side of his bed, the cool linoleum a shock to his bare feet, and padded silently across the room, climbing into the offered space. The room finally fell quiet, save for the hum of the ancient air conditioner. Sometime later, the soft rustling from the other bunk began again. Noah's bed was an upgrade. The sheets smelled faintly of clean laundry and something crisp, like green apples, and the mattress had a memory foam topper that felt like a cloud. Liam let out a sigh of pure relief, turning to face Noah in the dark. He muttered about those guys, questioning if they thought the room was a private hotel suite. In the gloom, Noah's eyes were dark pools, but they seemed to hold a particular intensity. His gaze drifted down, lingering somewhere around Liam's mouth. A subtle movement in his throat was the only sign he'd heard. He agreed in a low, husky voice. Noah's face was partially illuminated by the orange security light filtering through the window blinds, and Liam noticed a faint flush creeping up his neck and over his ears. He found it odd, considering the AC was blasting. He wondered aloud if Noah's weird condition was acting up again. Noah gave a small, almost shy nod. He asked, his voice soft and polite, if it would be okay to hold Liam again tonight. The kid had a way of asking that made Liam's insides feel strangely warm. Resigned, he grumbled about Noah being a baby before sitting up to pull his t-shirt over his head and tossing it onto the floor. He burrowed back under the covers, telling him to go ahead. A head of soft, dark hair immediately found its way into the hollow of Liam's shoulder. Noah's body was a furnace against his side. Liam felt a pang of sympathy for the guy. He remarked that this condition must be a real pain to deal with. Noah's affirmative response was tight and strained, as if he were holding something back. Liam just patted his back, telling him to get some sleep. Later, in the deepest part of the night, a strange, damp sensation on his chest woke him. He mumbled Noah's name, telling him to stop licking him. A muffled, apologetic voice came from the blankets, with Noah whispering that he couldn't help himself. Liam had known his other two roommates were a couple from the moment he arrived. He'd shoved the dorm room door open, bags slung over his shoulders and a cheerful, ready-to-mingle grin on his face, only to find two guys locked in a passionate kiss by the desks. He'd instinctively slammed the door shut, checked the number on the placard, 404, and confirmed he was in the right place before cautiously opening it again. One of them, a smaller guy with a sheepish smile, had introduced himself as Alex. The taller, more imposing one just grunted his name was Chris. That night, Liam had called Jake, utterly despondent, telling him that both of them were gay. Jake's explosive laughter had crackled through the phone. He'd reminded Liam that he had warned him about going to a liberal arts college on the East Coast, but Liam had accused him of stereotyping. Jake found the irony delicious. So when Noah arrived the next day, tall, with sharp, handsome features and a reserved, dignified air, Liam felt a wave of profound gratitude. He looked like the epitome of a regular, straight-laced guy. Liam immediately adopted him as his new best friend. Noah was perfect. He let Liam copy his political science notes, picked up dinner for him when he was at the gym, and even covered his campus volunteer hours once. The only odd thing was his supposed medical condition. One afternoon, Liam returned from a workout, humming to himself, to find Noah on his bed, clutching a giant, cartoonish blue plush shark. He was practically buried in its soft white underbelly. When he heard the door open, he looked up, dazed, his dark hair a mess and a pinkish hue dusting his usually pale cheeks. Liam stammered, unsure of what he was seeing. Noah tossed the shark aside. Liam, finally finding his words, joked about whether it was crowded sleeping with a stuffed animal that big. Noah's lips curved into a faint smile as he replied that it wasn't. After a moment's hesitation, he confessed, asking if Liam had ever heard of touch starvation. Liam had no idea what that was. Noah explained it was a psychological condition that created an intense craving for soft, warm contact, and that a lack of it could cause physical symptoms like a rash. Liam, blunt as ever, asked if Noah was telling him he had some kind of disease. Noah simply confirmed that he did. It was the strangest thing Liam had ever heard, but compared to his other roommates, it seemed relatively harmless. An idea sparked in Liam's mind. He'd just come from the gym, his chest muscles feeling pumped and solid. He hadn't had a chance to show off his progress to anyone lately. He sidled up to Noah with a mischievous grin, asking if he liked things that were warm and firm to the touch. Noah looked confused by the sudden change in topic but nodded honestly. Liam grabbed his hand and pressed it firmly against his own pectoral muscle. He laughed, telling Noah to give it a poke, asking if it felt better than the stuffed animal. Noah's face instantly turned a deep shade of crimson as he stammered that this probably wasn't appropriate, though he admitted it did feel pretty firm. Liam flexed, making the muscle jump. Noah's long, slender fingers were bounced off. He looked startled. Then his expression shifted to something complex as he watched Liam roar with laughter. He complimented Liam on how well-built he was. Liam felt a surge of pride, figuring his physique had impressed even this reserved guy. He offered to take Noah to the gym with him sometime. Noah seemed to want to say something more but just sighed and thanked him. Liam didn't really believe in Noah's condition, but he was decent enough not to call him out. He figured it was just a weird quirk, some harmless fetish for stuffed animals. Everyone had their things. It wasn't until one night that he realized it might be real. He was jolted awake by a familiar creaking from the bunk beds, but this time, it was accompanied by the sound of someone tossing and turning violently in the bed across from him. He glanced over and saw Noah, curled into a tight ball, his brow furrowed in discomfort. In the dim light, Liam could see fine, red hives covering his exposed arms. He got up and nudged Noah's forehead, asking what was wrong. Noah's eyes fluttered open, unfocused for a moment before he recognized Liam. His voice was weak when he explained that his plush shark was in the laundry. Liam looked towards the small balcony where the giant blue toy was hanging to dry. So the rash really was connected to the lack of something to hold. He asked if cuddling something would help, and Noah nodded. Liam looked at his own rickety bed, then at Noah, who was clearly miserable. An idea formed, a simple solution to both their problems. He offered to sleep with Noah. Noah's eyes widened in disbelief, and he mumbled something about it being too crowded. Liam dismissed his concerns, pointing out that he couldn't sleep anyway, and Noah needed something to hold. Before Noah could protest further, Liam had climbed into his bed and slid under the covers, insisting it would be fine and that he was clean. Noah's body went rigid when Liam wrapped an arm around him, but he eventually relaxed into the embrace. In the dark, Liam watched with amazement as the red blotches on Noah's skin slowly began to fade. He exclaimed how strange it was. Noah murmured that it was still itchy, his voice a low hum against Liam's chest. He asked what to do then. Noah, looking away shyly, asked if they could have direct skin contact. Liam, understanding immediately, pulled off his shirt without a second thought, tossing it aside. Noah carefully wrapped his arms around Liam's waist, his touch hesitant. The tentative contact was making Liam's own skin tingle, so he took charge, pulling Noah firmly against his chest. Noah protested weakly that Liam's chest was crushing him, so Liam loosened his hold slightly. Finally settled, Noah's eyes were bright with a kind of relieved energy. He mentioned that it was strange, that he'd never been this close to anyone before. Liam found that odd, saying it was just guys sleeping in the same bed, something he used to do with friends all the time. He bragged that he'd slept in the same bed with lots of people. A subtle shift occurred in the atmosphere. Noah's happy demeanor vanished, replaced by a quiet "oh." Liam was recounting the story to Jake over coffee the next day. Jake was incredulous, asking him to clarify that he was now sleeping with his other male roommate to protest his gay roommates. Liam, biting into a bagel Noah had bought for him, saw nothing wrong with it, adding that Noah's bed was comfortable. Jake pointed out that Noah also bought him food and let him copy notes. Liam nonchalantly added that he also let Noah touch his pecs. Jake just stared at him, telling him to listen to himself. He accused Liam of going to the East Coast and getting turned gay. Liam scoffed at the idea. Jake then posed a question. If he had to kiss Noah right now, would he be disgusted? Liam couldn't picture it. He'd have to try it to know. Jake's expression became grave. He declared that Liam was done for, that he was actually considering kissing a man. The thought was absurd. Liam checked himself out in the mirror later, flexing a bicep. He was a 6'1" guy from the Midwest. There was no way he was gay. It had to be a fluke. A whole dorm room couldn't be gay. He decided what he needed was a girlfriend. As if on cue, an email arrived about an all-campus mixer. He secretly filled out the registration form, imagining the look on his roommates' faces when he brought a girl back. That evening, as he was deciding what to wear, Alex's voice cut through the quiet. He asked in a hushed tone if Liam was going to the mixer. Liam, startled, asked how he knew. Alex explained he was on the student activities committee and had seen the sign-up sheet. After a pause, he told Liam that even if he and Noah were fighting, this wasn't the way to handle it. Liam was baffled, insisting he and Noah weren't fighting. Alex asked if Noah was going, and Liam said of course not, reasoning that if Noah went, all the girls would flock to him. Alex gave him a strange, strained smile and commented on how open their relationship was. Liam snorted, muttering that they weren't nearly as open as Alex and Chris. A cold voice from the bathroom doorway asked who said he wasn't going. Noah emerged, toweling his hair, his face set like stone. He stared directly at Liam. Liam's face fell. He pleaded with Noah to give him a chance, nudging him playfully with his shoulder. Noah just frowned at his mention of finding a girlfriend. Before Liam could say more, Noah announced that he would go with him, offering to help him get girls' numbers. Liam was overjoyed, thanking his friend profusely, completely missing the icy fury in Noah's eyes. Later that night, Liam automatically went to climb into Noah's bed, only to find the big blue shark plushie lying right in the middle, its jagged felt teeth looking like a. He poked Noah's leg, complaining that there was no room for him. Noah's voice was flat when he said the shark was dry now, and he could just hold it instead. He told Liam he didn't need to trouble him anymore. Feeling a strange pang of rejection, Liam sullenly retreated to his own lumpy mattress. The mixer was a loud, crowded affair. Girls constantly glanced towards them, but none approached. Dejected, Liam sat at a table laden with snacks. Soon, 2 attractive girls came over, but they asked for Noah. They kept looking over at Liam, making him self-conscious. One of them referred to him as the famous Liam from room 404. He was flattered that someone knew who he was. The other girl smirked and called him a mother hen, some kind of inside joke he didn't get. Before long, a small crowd of girls had gathered, all surprisingly interested in his workout routine and life in the dorm. Suddenly, Alex rushed over, looking panicked, and told Liam he had to go check on Noah. He'd vanished. Alex said it looked like an allergic reaction and pointed him toward a quiet lounge down the hall. Liam excused himself and found Noah on a long sofa in the dimly lit room. His eyes closed and his breathing shallow. The exposed skin on his neck and arms was rapidly turning red and blotchy. Noah opened his eyes as Liam approached. Liam forgot all about the mixer, kneeling in front of him and gently blowing on the rash on his wrist. He asked what had happened. Noah explained he thought he was drinking fruit punch, but it must have had alcohol in it. A strange mix of urgency and worry washed over Liam. He told Noah to move over, then sat down and pulled him into an embrace. The room was silent except for their breathing. The warmth of Noah's skin soaked through his shirt. Felt strange, intimate. To break the silence, he asked if Noah was feeling any better. There was no reply. He looked down and saw that Noah had fallen asleep. His long eyelashes cast shadows on his cheeks, and his lips were an unusually deep red. Liam found himself thinking that Noah really was incredibly good-looking. The room felt hot. He swallowed, his throat suddenly dry. Jake's question from earlier echoed in his mind. Try it and see. On a bizarre impulse, he leaned down and pressed his lips against Noah's. They were as soft as he'd imagined, with a faint, sweet taste of the fruity alcohol. He pulled back, a little stunned by his own action. A quiet voice asked what he was doing. Liam's head snapped up. Noah was looking at him, his eyes half open and heavy-lidded. A jolt of guilt shot through him. He looked away, laughing nervously, and made a ridiculous excuse about seeing if a kiss would cure the rash. Noah just watched him for a long moment before his expression softened into his usual gentle demeanor. He murmured that he understood that it was just a straight guy thing. Relieved, Liam agreed. It was late when they left. As they walked back, Liam finally checked his phone, which was buzzing with friend requests from the girls at the mixer. One of them added him to a group chat. The name was something odd like State You Shipping Manifest. He accepted. Messages flooded in, welcoming him. He chatted for a bit, flattered by their compliments on his physique. A hand suddenly grabbed his arm, pulling him back just as he was about to walk into a lamppost. He thanked Noah, who was silent. Noah asked who he was texting with such focus. Liam happily told him about all the new friends he'd made. Noah said nothing more for the rest of the walk. Back in the dorm, Liam saw the plush shark was back in its place on Noah's bed. A silent barrier. He sighed and got into his own bed. A text from Alex came through, saying he and Chris were staying out for the night and wishing them a good evening. Liam felt a strange, lonely melancholy as he drifted off to sleep. Noah started ignoring him. It took Liam a few days to notice, but the lack of a pre-class breakfast delivery was a dead giveaway. They had different majors, so they didn't run into each other much unless one of them made an effort. And Noah was making zero effort. Liam couldn't figure out what he'd done wrong. He asked the girls in the group chat for advice. They were not helpful, calling him a tanan, a scum man, whatever that meant, and telling him he needed to figure it out himself. A few weeks of this cold shoulder treatment passed. Then someone posted a photo in the group chat. It was a picture from the campus gym. At the center of the frame were Noah and another guy, a massively built dude whose tight shirt struggled to contain his chest. The guy's hand was resting casually on Noah's shoulder. Someone in the chat labeled him the new mother hen. Liam knew what that meant now. The other guy was Noah's new cuddle pillow, and he was much, much bigger than Liam. A sour, acidic feeling churned in his stomach. Someone added that the new guy was a known gay student from the engineering school. Liam's eyes fixed on the hand on Noah's shoulder. It looked wrong. It was practically harassment. The picture was time-stamped just a few minutes ago. Without thinking, Liam threw on some flip-flops and stormed over to the gym. He found them by the cable crossover machine, Noah chatting with the muscular guy, who was now demonstrating a bicep curl and touching Noah's arm. A red haze of anger clouded Liam's vision. He marched over and smacked the guy's hand away, demanding to know what he thought he was doing. He placed himself between them, shielding Noah. The muscle guy gave him a weird look, gestured to Noah, and walked away. Noah's voice was calm as he asked Liam what he was doing there. Liam, feeling a bit foolish now, mumbled about Noah's condition and how he shouldn't let people with bad intentions get close to him. He shot a glare at the retreating trainer. Noah explained flatly that the man was a certified personal trainer he had hired. Liam's indignation deflated slightly. He offered to train Noah himself for free. But Noah's gaze was heavy. He just asked why Liam had really come. Liam, not understanding the look, launched into a tirade about how Noah shouldn't be hanging out with that guy, that he was gay, and everyone knew how messy those guys were. As the words left his mouth, he saw Noah's face darken. His expression turned to ice. He looked straight at Liam and announced that he was gay too, and that he hadn't said anything before because he knew Liam was homophobic. He stated coolly that they should probably keep their distance from now on. The revelation hit Liam like a physical blow. Noah was gay, and he had just insulted gay people to his face. He finally understood. He stammered that he wasn't prejudiced, that he thought Noah was great. Noah's face remained a blank mask. Then a new, horrifying thought occurred to him. He asked, his voice strained, what Noah thought of the trainer's physique. A flicker of something that looked like hurt and anger crossed Noah's face. He let out a bitter laugh and said Liam was really something else. Then he turned and walked out, leaving Liam standing alone by the weight machines. The heavy dorm room door slammed shut in his face. He ended up getting drunk with Jake at a dive bar off campus. Between hiccuping sobs, he explained the whole situation. Jake was floored that Liam had kissed a gay guy and then been surprised when things got complicated. Liam wailed that Noah had replaced him with a new guy who had a bigger chest. Jake tried to reason with him, pointing out that Liam constantly insulted gay people, slept in Noah's bed, kissed him, and then acted like it was all a joke. He said if he were Noah, he'd want nothing to do with him. This only made Liam cry harder. Jake asked why he was so upset. Shouldn't he be happy that the gay roommate wasn't bothering him anymore? Liam just shook his head vehemently. Jake stared at him, a slow realization dawning on his face. He told Liam he sounded exactly like someone who'd just been dumped. He asked if Liam had fallen for his roommate. Liam denied it instantly. Jake leaned forward and, without, kissed him. Liam recoiled in disgust. Jake leaned back, triumphant, pointing out that Liam couldn't stand being kissed by other men. Liam retorted that it was only because Jake's mouth was greasy from the onion rings. Then he saw him. Noah was standing by the door, watching them. The world swam. The next thing Liam knew, he was being carried on someone's back. The cool night air felt good. He recognized Noah's profile as they passed under a streetlight. He mumbled Noah's name. Noah's voice was cold as he asked if Liam wasn't happy to see him. Liam nestled his face into Noah's neck, inhaling his familiar, clean scent. Noah's voice was tight with anger as he muttered about straight guys and their messed up sense of boundaries, about seeing Liam kissing his friend. Liam, his mind fuzzy with alcohol, insisted that he hadn't been able to go through with it. He squirmed, demanding that Noah kiss him right then to prove it. Noah refused. Liam became more insistent, practically climbing over his shoulder. With a sudden gasp of pain from Noah and a sharp slap to his rear, Liam was told to stay still. He quieted down, pouting, and asked again, more meekly this time, if Noah would kiss him. Noah sighed, explaining that Liam's breath smelled of alcohol and he was worried about his allergy. Undeterred, Liam fumbled in his bag, found his water bottle, and rinsed his mouth out, presenting his clean mouth to Noah. Defeated, Noah turned his head and gave him a quick, perfunctory kiss. Satisfied, Liam finally passed out. He woke with a jolt, the memory of a vivid dream still clinging to him. In the dream, Noah had been kissing him, his hands roaming freely. His body ached, and his head throbbed from the hangover. He noticed he was in clean clothes, and he felt freshly showered. His memory was a complete blank after talking to Jake. A text from Jake confirmed that Noah had picked him up. He'd apologized on Liam's behalf. Liam wondered what had happened. He stood in front of the full-length mirror, trying to twist around to see his backside, which was surprisingly sore. He could just make out what looked like the faint imprint of a hand and a large bruise. The dorm room door opened suddenly, and he scrambled back into bed, wincing as he landed on the sore spot. It was Noah. He just stood there, his expression unreadable, and asked what Liam was doing. Liam tentatively asked if Noah had done something to his butt. Noah's brow furrowed. He asked if Liam remembered anything. When Liam admitted he didn't, Noah's lips thinned. He reminded Liam, his tone laced with sarcasm, that he was a gay man and couldn't possibly do anything to him. He recounted how Liam had drunkenly demanded a kiss, insisting it was a normal thing for straight guys to do. Mortified, Liam apologized. Noah seemed taken aback by the apology. Liam reasoned that it was his own fault for provoking him. Noah stared at him for a long, uncomfortable moment before quietly saying that nothing had happened, that Liam had just fallen on his way back. As Noah stood by the bed, the memory of the dream resurfaced, potent and unsettling. On another insane impulse, Liam licked his lips and asked if they could kiss. The moment the words were out, he wanted to take them back. He tried to explain it away as just wanting to help with Noah's condition, but the excuse was flimsy even to his own ears. He pulled the covers over his head in shame. Later, one of the girls from the mixer chat invited him to lunch. She could tell he was still down and asked if it was about his roommate. Liam confessed things were still weird. She then asked a simple question: what exactly was his relationship with Noah? Liam answered that they were friends, but the word felt hollow. Just then, a hand clamped down on his arm, and he was pulled to his feet. It was Noah, his face a thundercloud. He offered the girl a smile that didn't reach his eyes and said he had urgent business with his roommate, then dragged Liam out of the cafeteria. Back in their room, Noah slammed him against the bed, his eyes blazing. He demanded to know if Liam had enjoyed his chat with the girl. Before Liam could answer, Noah's mouth was on his, rough and demanding. When he finally pulled back, they were both breathless. Noah buried his face in Liam's neck, his breathing heavy. Liam, shaken, asked why he had done that, reminding him his condition wasn't flaring up. Noah looked up, his eyes red-rimmed, and stated that he kissed him because he wanted to. As he spoke, the familiar red hives began to bloom on his skin. Liam's anger evaporated, replaced by concern. He gently pushed Noah down to lie on the bed and went to get a cool towel. As he passed Noah's desk on his way back from the bathroom, 5 words on a sheet of paper caught his eye. Dormitory withdrawal application. His blood ran cold. He asked in a small voice if Noah was leaving. The thought of not seeing him again was unbearable. Noah's voice was weary as he confirmed that he was. Panic seized Liam. He grabbed Noah's shirt, pleading with him, apologizing for everything. He told him he was wrong to have said those things. When Noah didn't respond, he asked desperately who would take care of his condition if he left. Noah replied quietly that someone else would. The image of another person holding Noah, kissing him, sent a wave of misery through Liam. He begged him not to go. Noah looked down at him. He asked in what capacity Liam was making this request. As a good roommate? A good buddy? A bro? The words were clinical, detached. In a last-ditch effort, Liam asked if Noah liked him, if they could try being together. Noah's expression didn't change. He asked if this was how straight guys tricked people. Liam's own confusion and desperation finally broke through. He admitted he wasn't sure if he was straight anymore. All he knew was that he had gotten used to Noah, that he looked forward to their closeness, and that it had to be him. He confessed that he'd even dreamed about him. Noah, intrigued, asked what he'd dreamed. Liam, unable to put it into words, simply leaned in and kissed him. Pulling away, he averted his eyes and muttered that kissing was normal, right? He immediately realized he was using Noah's own sarcastic words against himself. Stuck, he had one last crazy idea. He shifted his body, letting his knee press suggestively against Noah's groin. The atmosphere in the room changed instantly. Noah's eyes darkened, and his face became a dangerous, unreadable mask. A primal sense of alarm went off in Liam's head. He tried to pull back, but a long leg snaked over his, trapping him. Noah leaned over him, his voice a low, gravelly whisper. He told Liam that this is how gay men kiss. A loud thud from the doorway made them both freeze. Alex stood there, his hand on the doorknob, looking from one of them to the other. The scene was eerily familiar. He stammered a hello, awkwardly tiptoed into the room, grabbed the withdrawal form from Noah's desk, and announced that he and Chris would be moving out next semester. He said he'd treat them to dinner before they left, then told them to continue as he scurried out the door. The room was quiet again. Liam stared at Noah, a slow realization dawning. He had been tricked. Noah just smirked. Liam asked if they were together now. Noah's expression became threatening, as if the wrong answer would have dire consequences. Liam grinned and said of course they were. He wondered aloud if this made him straight-ish. His eyes drifted to Noah's lips. He was suddenly thirsty. Noah's voice was a seductive purr as he said he felt his condition starting to act up again. Liam, eager, told him he'd be happy to treat it, and kissed him again. At the farewell dinner, Liam proudly announced that he and Noah were officially a couple. Alex looked confused, asking if they hadn't been together all along. Liam was stunned. Alex went on to say they were sorry if he and Chris had been too loud before, explaining that they were used to sharing a room. Liam waved it off, saying it was no big deal. Now that he and Noah were in the same boat, he understood. Besides, with Alex and Chris moving out, the dorm room would be their private space. The thought made him giddy. He said graciously that there was no need for them to move, but Chris just said coldly that it was inconvenient. Liam, ever blunt, asked what was so inconvenient. Alex's face turned beet red and he started coughing. Liam suddenly understood. That night, back in their room, Noah held him close, their skin warm against each other. Liam, emboldened by the day's events, asked if Noah was ready. Noah's eyes opened, and he confirmed that he was. Liam, feeling confident after his extensive online research, was sure he could make it a great experience for him. But when Noah reached into his nightstand and pulled something out, Liam felt a cold, slick sensation against his lower back. He looked at Noah in horror. Noah simply raised an eyebrow and pressed forward slightly. This was not what he had prepared for. He tried to scramble off the bed, babbling about next time, but an iron grip caught his ankle. Noah's hand stroked his hair as he whispered in his ear, promising Liam he would enjoy it. In the darkness, Liam's protests were swallowed up, replaced by sounds he never thought he would make. Later, Noah whispered that he had wanted Liam since the first day he saw him, complaining that Liam had teased him for so long. He asked if it was good. Liam, breathless, could only shut him up with another kiss. Afterward, as Noah massaged his aching back, Liam glared at him, his ears burning. Noah just smiled and asked him if he was still a straight guy. Liam grumbled that he wasn't. Room 404 had officially become the gay dorm. When he told Jake, his friend was shocked for a second, then asked the inevitable question. Liam, his ego restored, proudly declared that he was the top. Jake seemed relieved. A moment later, Noah walked up behind him, wrapped his arms around his waist, and called him honey in a voice that made Liam's knees weak. Liam melted, wrapping an arm around Noah's shoulders. Jake knew nothing. Being the honey was clearly the better deal.